For those of you who have not been down to the former South Nyack and seen the Esposito Trail, we're going to take a short video of it for you here and show you the conditions that are present as far as trees go. We've started at the Grandview line, and we're looking at primarily invasive Norway maples that have taken over everything right up to the thruway. We're now on the thruway overpass, and this is originally a railroad track that was donated to the village in the 60s and eventually turned into a walking and biking path. Even as we get into the more populated area of the village, there's still hordes of invasive trees. The Esposito Trail merges with the thruway shared use path right as you get over the thruway. The thruway part of it is paved, whereas the village part is gravel. The right-hand area that you see in the picture here is all invasive Norway maples and Chinese sumac. There have been some trees planted to the left side here. I don't know whether the state did it or the village did it, and I don't know what all the species are. There are some that look like Atlantic white cedar to me, which is a native tree. However, they don't thrive unless there's a lot of moisture, so I don't know who placed them there. As we come now into the more populated area of the village, I'm going to have to jerk over and get back on the South Nyack part of the trail because they put a bunch of barricades in the middle of the state version, which is a heavily traveled street with traffic controls, etc. And now we're on the more populated area of the village part of the trail. There's been a lot of talk about the trees in this particular area because some of the roots are showing. And before the village dissolved, they were actually contemplating spending $50,000 or so to rectify this so-called problem. There is no problem with exposed roots south of Brookside Avenue. As we get across Brookside even, there's still really not much of a problem. Most of the trees you're seeing here are Norway maples, invasive trees. Right around the time we get to the White Avenue steps, we start to see exposed roots everywhere. I've taken stills here because it was such deep shade that I don't know whether you can see them as I'm going by. And Norway maples characteristically have their root structure very close to the surface. This is how they kill the native oaks and sugar maples and native cherries. But all along this particular section, they have exposed roots. It's an interesting situation. This grass, of course, was never there when there was railroad tracks here. And these trees are, for the most part, planted after the area was deeded to the village in the 60s. If you look to the left, some of the Norway maples on the area towards Franklin Street have a lot of exposed roots that are damaged. This is from grass cutting activities rather than some disease. Even more interesting is that around the trees are shoots of Norway maples. They're so invasive they take over everything. Those will not survive in an area where they're mowing the lawn. We're now coming into the main area of the park with the children's playground, tennis courts, basketball courts, etc. Some of these Norway maples that have had tables placed next to them have roots exposed. And we're now heading towards the Nyack village line. These trees, although they're invasive trees, are not problematic as far as their roots being exposed. So that's what it's like to walk down the Esposito Trail or bicycle down it.